another Ross Reviews, where today we are in a Camaro. Finally! Wait. Oh, traction control! Yeah, this thing is an animal. Now, firstly, we got to do a huge thank you to Westside Autos for allowing me to take out this 2018 Camaro 2SS for review today. So, there is a link in the description below. This one is for sale, and man, I think I'm already in love. But let's start with the basics here. So, this one is a 2018 Camaro 2SS. I don't know why they put a 2 in front of the SS. Don't ask me why, but yeah, that's what they call this thing. And this was the first one to be launched here in Australia, officially, unofficially, by HSV. Yeah, you remember them? So they ended up bringing these cars straight from America. They're already left-hand drive, so GM does not make these factory right-hand drive. So that was what HSV was doing in their old plant in Melbourne. So basically they were swapping these to right-hand drive in the old Melbourne factories at HSV, and look, they've done a pretty damn good job with this car, and they still offered you a warranty with this. We're selling it out of the old HSV dealerships, and I guess we're just trying to still keep a little bit of life in some of these dealers, and you can't blame them for that. Now, just getting this Camaro through some of these twisties here, it has rained just recently, so I do have to be cautious because this thing, it likes to break traction. I'll tell you what, it actually really does surprise me how easy this thing wants to break traction, and we're just in sport mode here, coming around this real tight hairpin. The steering is really on point, very weighty. I like it, and we get on it. Yeah, man, it launches, man, it really does. And the numbers under the bonnet, we have got a 6.2 liter naturally aspirated LT1 V8, and she pushes 339 kilowatts of power and over 617 Newton meters. And my goodness, the noise, the noise this girl makes, it is amazing for a factory car. I tell you what, it is really spot on. And these are only available, unfortunately, in these 2018s that HSV brought over in the 8-speed automatic. But I'll tell you what, it does all right. It really does. And we also are granted some flappy paddle shifters here with the steering wheel. So that's great. We can put it into performance shift here, use the paddles. Look, it's not instant response, but it does all right. Little send again. Holy shit! Oh my God! Did you hear this thing? Take it to the limit. And man, that exhaust just howls. It even had a nice little crack out of the back there. Oh my word, yeah, this thing, it's an event. It really is. You know, you step in this car, it feels way more alien than a Mustang. You know, look, the Mustang, it's been around for bloody centuries nearly. This, it hasn't. You know, we do have Camaros dating back a long time, but it went away for a while. And then when it came back, this does feel just totally different in here. And I don't know if it's better, but it definitely is more of an event, 100%. And the noises it makes, going to 6,500 RPM, you know, we got paddle shifters. Man, this thing is fun. Now, this car does have independent suspension all around. It did get big Brembo brakes on all corners as well. And it also has an LSD from factory because, of course, you got nearly 455 horsepower going to the rear wheels. You're gonna need that. And this thing, I can attest to you, it gets squirrely without even turning traction control off. So I really do like that. Those brakes really do stop you. You know, you get on them quite hard, and yeah, they're good. They pull this car up really nicely. The steering is fantastic. And Yeah, you know, the ride, it is a little bit firm, but, you know, this is a muscle car, you know, you want to enjoy it on the back road. I think it's dampened pretty well, considering they haven't changed this for Aussie roads or anything. It's still an American tune, basically. Yeah, those brakes, again, they really help stop this thing. It weighs nearly 1.7 tons, so yeah, she's a big girl. And man, it gets up and goes. It really does. Look, the downshifts aren't as snappy as I would like. I'd love this thing to just give you a bit of a burble every time you used it. You know, something like in the C63 and stuff, because they don't have a dual clutch either, but yeah, their gearboxes do feel a little bit nicer. Just rolling it on here. Oh my wood. I don't even know what I'm saying. This is so good. Oh man, that is so addictive. Oh my goodness. I would love it if the downshifts were just a little bit more aggressive. But man, when you take this car to 6,500 RPM, my goodness, it rewards you. The noise is just heavenly. Now, if you guys are enjoying this content, make sure you hit that big red subscribe button and click the bell notification so you do get updated on all my weekly uploads. And if you like this, make sure you check out my channel, because I have got a lot of epic V8s on the show. I'll leave a link for the pop-up banner. V8s right there. Yeah, pop-up banner, V8 playlist. Check it out. I just scared myself a little bit. Oh man, it's too good. Now this car actually has cylinder deactivation. And I know what are you talking about, Johnny? Like, cylinder deactivation? This is a bloody V8 muscle car, mate. Look, bear with me. It's actually pretty smart, because if you are just in drive, cruising down the highway, this thing will actually automatically turn off 4 cylinders if you're just cruising. So this thing will turn into a 4-cylinder and just hold 100 Ks an hour doing 1500 RPM. Like, that's actually pretty impressive. And the fuel economy in this car isn't too bad at all when you're doing highway Ks. It really isn't, because it'll go from something like, you know, you're probably pushing that like 10, 11 liters on the freeway, and then as soon as cylinder deactivation kicks on, this thing drops to like 6 liters per 100 Ks. Like, it literally cuts it in half. It's pretty damn smart. Yep. It's got HSV stickers all around it. There's one on the back window. There's actually 2 up in the engine bay. There's actually a HSV plaque, so it's got a build number and everything. You know, it's true to the name. You know, this is not Aussie. It isn't. But my goodness, it's got the heart of a lion. It's fun to drive, and man, you know, Aussies love a good V8. This is good. Oh, it's very good. Now, funny story is, you know, because HSV is actually assembling these things here in Melbourne, 357 bespoke parts, Aussie-made parts, are going into this. So, look, technically for 2018, no more locally built cars. This was the most Aussie car of 2018. And that is a little bit of a sad fact, but mate, driving it today, I absolutely love it. I do. Again, those brakes are fantastic. Steering is excellent in this car. I love the steering, how weighty it is. Ooh, traction control. Traction control had to kick on. Oh my goodness, yes. This is it. I'm gonna tell you, I absolutely think it's worth the money. If you want, oh man, it is worth the money. If you want a car that is truly just not on the road all that much, it's special, you know, for the same money, you're gonna be looking at, you're not even gonna get a Euro for the same money as this. You know, you can't get anything V8. Even the Aussie HSVs, which I absolutely love, you know me, but they're gonna be chasing more money than this 9 out of 10 times now. So if you're going for a 2SS, especially a 2018, you know, price-wise, these things are sitting around that $100,000 used, but that is with very low Ks. This particular one's only got 20,000 Ks on it, and it is for sale for about 107 grand at Westside Autos. And, you know, that is a lot of money, significantly more money than a Mustang, but I'm gonna tell you, I think this is kind of cooler than a Mustang. That might have been a little bit anticlimactic, but it just feels like a little bit more of an event in this car. It's more special because you don't see them, and that V8 up front, 6.2 liter, my goodness, it's good. And the exhaust is phenomenal. The 8-speed, yeah, I really like this. I do. All right, guys, so the Camaro, the 2SS. What do you guys think on the styling? Because I actually think it looks pretty cool. It's different, you know, it's definitely out there in the terms of what this thing looks like. You know, every window, like, it's not big. Like, this is so small. It's got one of the smallest, like, windscreens I've been in probably in my entire review. Honestly, I think it is. It's big, it's bulbous, it's muscle car, it's American, and if you like it, this is what you want. And I absolutely love this front end. The headlights look pretty damn epic. You do even got these two bonnet vents up there, which do actually function, which is cool. Big 20-inch wheels here, they're blacked out, so you know, this has got Regent Red, it's called, and I actually really like this color. And with all the black accents, it works. You know, the big 20-inch wheels here that are blacked out, we got big Brembos behind them. And the noise it makes, it matches. But let's jump inside and just see what the interior is kind of like. Okay, so in the Camaro 2SS here, and the moment you step in this car, it's tight. And, you know, if you're claustrophobic, you might not like sitting in here because, again, the windows are just so small. Like, it's so much smaller than your typical car you're going to be used to. And even the windscreen is tiny. The headroom is quite minimal. You don't have much. You know, you really sink into this car, and everything is kind of very high up, almost all like on your neck level all around. So it does, it can be intimidating when you sit in here. You know, look, if we're just looking at the car, the wheel really stands out as something nice. You know, you do have flappy paddle shifters as well. It's got the SS badge on it. It's got a flat bottom. It's heated. Like, it's nice. The gauges are pretty basic. You do have a little screen in the middle, though, which, you know, you can do different things, and it works reasonably well. The infotainment system, you know, it's nice. It's responsive. It can do basically everything you want it to do, but it's on this weird, like, angle down, which it kind of it's just weird. Like, I don't know why they would do that. Like, if it was just flat with the dash, it would just look better, I think. You know, there is a lot of cheap plastic, unfortunately. You know, this is a $100,000 plus car. And, yeah, there is bits here that have hard touch plastic. You can forgive it. You know, it is a Camaro. This thing's really, it's built in America, and it competes with the Mustang. So, although it's very expensive here, in America, it's very similar on par to what a Mustang would cost. So, you know, you can forgive it for little things like the plastic and that, because the thing is, right, so HSV does the conversion to right-hand drive for us, and it looks pretty well done. You know, you can't really notice all that many details here, but you really notice it with the armrest in the center console because you got your two cup holders here, and your armrest basically is the back cup holder. So your arm just sits right in where the cup holder is. If you move your arm way back, you can kind of utilize a little bit of it, but you know, for this kind of money, and we're talking 357 bespoke parts to do this conversion, you think the center console armrest could have been swapped. Like, I feel like that was a really important thing they should have done, but they didn't. And I guess that's what we got to live with. Let's see what this thing's gonna do 0 to 100. The roads are wet currently, but we'll give it our best shot. I think this is supposed to be claimed somewhere around like 4.5 seconds-ish. So we're gonna reset the drag E, and yeah, we've got in drive, track mode, hard on the brake, hard on the accelerator. Go, go, go. Yeah, that was good. Man, it definitely struggled a little bit at the initial takeoff, which I might be able to improve, but far out, yeah, it picks up very, very quick. I can't get it to say launch control is engaged for whatever reason, so I'm not sure if I'm actually getting the full beans out of this car, which, it's frustrating. Go, go, go. It just spins. It just spins and spins and spins. And now look, the fastest time on the draggy that came up was a 5.2. On the actual screen, it said we did a 4.6. So I'm gonna go with the draggy. It was a 5.2, but again, it's a wet road, and I actually think this thing is starting to spin. That's why it's saying we hit 4.6. So it's hard. I don't know if I'm actually using launch control perfectly. It's way overly complicated. It should be way more easy than what it is, which is sad, but that's what it is. This car still is bloody impressive, though. It is just such a shame that Australia is no longer making any cars here. You know, it's just a crying shame because this Camaro is awesome. It is. You know, the noises it makes, sitting in here, it feels fun, it's exciting, it's really nice to drive. And Australia was making cars that could compete with this all day, every day. And we had to shut our factories. It just makes no sense. These cars continue to get made better, you know, new versions over in America, yet our plant had to be shut down. I don't understand it. You know, Americans, I think they would have really loved what we had to offer if they had given us another chance to push it out. And give them HSV stuff. Don't worry about just putting the Holden badge and making it look like a boring Malibu. Like, give them the good stuff, because we had it and we lost it now, and it is a real shame. Now I'm gonna finish the video off here today, guys, so a huge thank you to Westside Autos for allowing me to take out this Camaro 2SS, because I love it. It's angry, it's aggressive, it's super fun to drive. There are a few issues, but we can forgive them. So yeah, this thing is awesome. If you got the money, go test drive one of these things. They are a blast and pretty unique, at least here in Australia. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you're new here. We'll see you on that next video.